This is one of those weeks that has a lot going on, and I want to take a little different take on it. I hear a lot of fear around the Mars-Pluto conjunction. That's what's happening. Mars enters Aquarius on February 13th, 2024, and then it conjoins with Pluto right there at that 0-degree marker. And Mars symbolizes drive and passion and motivation, but it's hitting a very, very deep catharsis with Pluto. And that's the first time they've met up in Aquarius for 248 years, I believe. They meet up every 2 years. So when they do, that's the conjunction. A conjunction is when two planets combine their energies. They become one, and it's a passionate week. So we'll just go with that idea. Venus enters Aquarius and meets up with Pluto right away as well. So let's talk a little bit about that. This is two planets, Mars and Venus. They do represent love, intimacy, ecstasy, and you add Pluto in there, and you've got a depth that, it's the deepest. The deepest depth that you can get is Plutonic. Mars and Pluto together is intense. It's intense. There's a willpower. There's a courage to it. It can also bring up the opposite, this intensity that's a fearful intensity, or an anger, or concern about humanitarian issues, because it's Aquarius, right? Thinking about, some of the things that are going on in the world, where our human family are just hurting each other for what? I don't know. Now, Mars and Pluto together can bring something that's a feeling of struggle. I want to read to you from Lauren Butler, the Archetypes and Spirituality part from the archetypal universe of the Mars-Pluto combination. It's a sense of intense death-rebirth struggle, driving volcanic forces, cathartic heaving and convulsions, raging one's way towards freedom. That freedom is very Aquarian, right? And it's blood and thunder, psychocatharsis, unleashing of the fires of hell, the fire-breathing dragons, volcanic Dionysian type of ecstasy, the brutal aspects of birth and rebirth. This is not easy going. This is deep. When it's a conjunction, it's not as if it's a square or an opposition. Those are different kinds of energies, which bring more of the challenge. When it's a conjunction, they're meeting up. It's a meeting of the minds of the two archetypes blending together as one. They're married in that moment, on that degree, and they set a cycle. It's a synodic cycle of Mars and Pluto that lasts 2 years. So setting that right there at that 0 degree, it's a fresh start. It's, what is this going to be like? This is the beginning. Pluto rules the subconscious, the unconscious, and Mars is an active, purposeful, willful energy. So we could be feeling some of those unconscious things coming to the surface and being able to take action upon them. In my own life, I'm having, this situation where I've had to face some deep fears and had to take action, be strong, be courageous, and that's very Mars-Pluto. When I think about astrology, that's what I love about it. You have these experiences and you can go back and compartmentalize in a way, or process through astrology, and even to the point what kind of content you're taking in, or what content I'm taking in, not purposefully at all. Once I had my accident, and then I had to come back a little bit to start slowly. And anyway, I went straight to something very simple first, then something very rational second, and then the third thing I went to was Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. And it is this Mars-Pluto story in Aquarius. It's a detachment from the most volcanic, fire-breathing dragon, World War II experience, and being dislodged in time, and moving about and understanding rationally without over-emotionality that even the worst things are designed. They're designed to happen. They happen in a certain way, and there's, again, the story of fate. And within fate, we have free will. We can choose. We can go in a few different directions within that. This is where synchronicity comes into play, because you go a little further, and Mars in 1945, when the bombing of Dresden happened, which is part of this book, was happening February 13th through 15th in 1945. And when I looked at the chart for that, that was right when Mars was coming into the 0 degree of Aquarius in 1945. And Mars and Pluto were coming into an opposition. Pluto was in Leo at that point, and that was World War II sort of stuff. So this isn't World War II energy I'm talking about. It's more of conceptualizing a different way of Mars and Pluto coming together. The next thing that happens on February 16th, Venus enters Aquarius, and Venus will be there with Mars into March. This is bringing a lot of planetary energy into Aquarius. We'll have Mercury, Mars, Venus, the Sun, and Pluto all in there in this period of time. And so Venus brings in a new flavor. Rem Butler says deep, intense passion, renewing and regenerating forces in relationships, a power of love, and the drive to unite. The interplay of beauty and the beast. So it's very primal feelings, love, attraction, deep intensity. And this is happening during Valentine's Day week, so it's already sort of a loaded time for a lot of people. And if it is, a passionate week or a deep week, it could start off with some sort of feelings of anger or fear or something unconscious, or maybe wanting to change things, just being not really wanting to do things the way that you've been doing. If it's overwhelming, that's probably why the energy may be hitting you in a way that it is going to be a little bit overwhelming. But if we have arguments first with Mars, Pluto coming together, then next you have Venus, Pluto, which could be for making up, and that could be nice, I guess. It's very sacred. It's very sacred energy. It's not phony. It's not surface level, is what I'm talking about. This is deep passion. This is real. This is magnetism. And it can come through in a lot of different ways. That's the other thing about astrology. You can kind of get the idea of the energetic, like here's the general theme that we've got. There can be a zillion things within that theme. It is Valentine's Day. My newsletter comes out this week. It's all Valentine's-y, and I had fun with it. It's going to be linked in the description below. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who was so nice to me and supportive and kind and lovely to me in my last video. Just how much gratitude I have, and helped me so much to share that with you to move forward. It's a bug tracked in amber kind of moment. I hope you have a beautiful, passionate, filled week, and I'll talk to you next time.